Okay, here we go with another video.
They got one of those U.S. property no trespassing signs in the window.
They have that no trespassing sign on the window of the building, but there is no trespassing sign here until you get all the way down to this pole.
And this one says no park?
Yeah. United States property, no parking. And then this one says authorized vehicles will be removed at owner's expense. And there is nothing on the other side.
Bet.
So we can walk in here.
Just as long as you don't throw yourself through the window, is it?
Yeah. Or park here. Yeah. Yeah, everything's about vehicles and parking.
I would like to point out that ignorance of the law is no excuse. First of all, these guys are trespassing. Okay? This is known as trespassing. By the way, there's no, the statute of limitations on trespassing, this was just a few days ago, is still open. This post office, with this evidence, can petition a judge to take a warrant out on these two guys, Jason Gutterman and his son Ben. Yeah. So the post office should actually take a warrant out on these guys, and they could probably get a judge to sign it with this information. Okay, so let's look at this, and you tell me what crime has been committed.
There's nothing here either.
Yeah.
Tiny little text on the door that says no admittance. That's about it.
Okay, there was another sign that said no admittance. Okay, now, does anybody, understand that this is trespassing and they are where they should not be? And this is actually among trespassing and other crimes. I mean, there's a lot of crimes being committed, but one crime that's also being committed is burglary.
Or legally, there's a couple of different options. You have what's called posted notice, which would be a sign saying restricted area, no trespassing. That would be posted notice. And then actual notice would be if somebody came out and told you that you're not allowed to be back here.
And in these guys' cases, they ignore the post-it notices, and they also ignore the actual notices. So a sign does not stop these guys. Telling them does not stop these guys. And the question is, you're going to say, wait a minute, they didn't take anything. How could this be burglary? And what's your source of information? My source of information is a judge from Rockdale County. You go into a place, you're going to rob it, you're going to find something, look for something, and you don't find what you're looking for and you leave without taking anything, that still constitutes burglary. Yep. And this is evidence of burglary. They're looking for something, they didn't see anything, they left empty-handed. However, that still qualifies as burglary. This particular judge from Rockdale County, Georgia, I was basically arresting people for trespassing. Yep, believe it or not, I used to arrest people for trespassing. That's what I used to do. And the judge, of course, he wants to hear my story, and he wants to hear some details, which I told him. And then the judge wrote the burglary warrants himself. And then he signed them, and I served them. And then they went to court. And they were convicted of burglary. Yeah, sure thing. Yeah. No kidding. So, and the burglary statutes probably haven't been violated. This is, 5 September 2021? So, yeah, the post office could definitely take a warrant out on these guys. And they should.
Well, nothing exciting in the back there, so let's go back up to the front and see what's going on. And of course, we will be going in to get our stamps.
Okay, does it look like they're looking for trouble? Well, nothing happened back here, no confrontation. Yeah, these guys are looking for trouble. And, of course, the guy carries a gun usually. Now, his gun is usually in the truck, but he walks around with his gun and pepper spray and knives and stuff like that. You could say he has a weapon. Even though his weapon is in this truck and his truck is nearby, you could say the guy's got a weapon. Maybe not on person, but certainly on, nearby. Why is this a problem? Because the frauditors, not only are they going after the post offices, harassing people and interfering with things and looking for information, they're also going to private businesses. And they're disrupting private businesses. And while they're disrupting private businesses, businesses are losing business. And now the frauditors who have pepper spray and other paraphernalia are going for people's homes. Yeah, they're going, they're interfering with people's private property. Well, I didn't see a sign. Well, no. There doesn't have to be a sign. And ignorance is no excuse for breaking the law. And these guys are breaking tons of laws.
Warning. Some viewers may find the following video disturbing.
Okay, so before I continue with the video, what did you see wrong there? I mean, maybe that individual had the right to be on that particular section of the road, but now he has his camera way above their fence, and I'm sure we all could understand some people put up fencing for privacy reasons. So now, if that particular location has a fence, I'm assuming they want privacy. Why stick your camera? Why raise the extension of that bar so you can see over their fence? Wouldn't you consider that like overstepping your rights that you may feel you have to record? Please let me know what you think about that, and we will continue.
Viewer discretion is advised.
So the homeowner is going after the frauditor. Okay. And she doesn't want to be filmed, and he's ready.
All right, guys. How many of you guys are going to agree with me and call this guy a chump? How could you pepper spray a lady? Yes, the lady was yanking at his, whatever you call those bars that hold the camera, the tripod bar, whatever. Yes, she was yanking at it. So what? Can he justify self-defense in what he did? Because I think you just can't go around spraying anybody you want. I don't think it works like that with pepper spray. Pepper spray is considered a very dangerous chemical. I think, I'm not too, I know every state has different laws on mace or whatever. But guys, come on. Realistically, he went out like a chump there. Regardless that the lady was yanking at the tripod, there's no way he can justify that as self-defense. Let me know what you guys think, because I don't consider that self-defense.
Yeah, he pepper sprayed her. Yeah. So now the frauditors are going into your, they're going to your house, they're peering over your fence, and then they're pepper spraying the homeowners. Okay, the problem is these cops, they don't, oh wait, these aren't the cops. Okay, they're calling the police, but here's the thing. The frauditors are, now they're going for people's private property, private homes. They're peering over the fence with their cameras, and then they're pepper spraying the homeowners. So the frauditors are really getting out of line. Now, one thing about Jason Gutterman and his son Pigpen, they I don't see them in the southeast, like in Georgia. Here's what you guys need to do. First of all, if you guys are going to call the cops on these frauditors, give the cops ammunition. Well, he's sort of making a nuisance. If you call it in weak, you're going to get, let's say, what we call a grass eater. Now, there's different types of policemen, okay? Grass eaters, they lie a little bit, commit a little bit of perjury, take a few bribes, but nothing big, okay? Then you got another type of cop, which is called an exit wound, or sometimes they call them a Serpico. And by the way, in the police community, calling someone a Serpico, that is not a compliment. I know there was a movie about it, and it was glorifying Serpico, and he did a good thing, and he was, great. But cops do not like Serpicos, and when they call a cop a Serpico, that is not a good thing. Okay, but they're also called exit wounds. The third type of cop, basically, is what you call a meat eater. That's this guy. He pretty much does a lot of things, and he's a good earner, and he kicks money upstairs, and he's got a lot of support from his supervisor. So if you're going to call the cops on these frauditors, you have to make the call sound strong. You have to strengthen that call, okay? I keep talking a lot, so let's have a break from my talking, okay? But, strengthen the call, make it sound strong so you get a meat eater, or better yet, ask for a meat eater.
Eggs out of me under the false pretense of fixing my ticket. That's extortion. As someone who bribes, I should know.
And as someone who accepts bribes, I understand.
Okay, so another thing, too, is the meat eaters for the cops, let's say down south, they also have the word dog nicknames, like road dog or straw dog or corn dog or something like that. You get a cop with a dog nickname, he's one of the good old boys, he's a meat eater, and he's going to arrest these guys. I mean, they mouth off to a meat eater, they're going to jail, period. And they're going to look up the statutes, and they're going to have a lot of support from their supervisors. I mean, lots of it, so yeah. But if you get like a grass eater or an exit wound, they got to call their supervisor and stuff like that. And a lot of these people know that. The frauditors know that. So if you get a cop call, cop comes, I want to speak to your supervisor. Well, if the guy's a grass eater, he's got to call the supervisor. Or if he's an exit wound, for sure he's got to call the supervisor. Meat eaters, they don't have to call the supervisor, and they're not going to. They're going to just take you to jail. So what do? Well, call the cops. Tell them that the guy's from New York, because that's where they're from. Tell him it's a Yankee. Tell him he's being a pervert. Tell him he's got a gun, or you think he's got a gun, or has a weapon, or something like that, because in previous videos he does display a firearm. And you think he's armed and dangerous and all that kind of stuff. And ask dispatch, say, listen, I need a meat eater, or I want a good old boy, or I want a road dog. Yeah, now down south, that's kind of the way it operates down there, So, now you get one of those guys, and then Gutter Trash and his son want to mouth off to the cops, they're going to jail. But it depends which cop you get. Another thing you can do is you can take warrants out on these guys. You can petition a judge for a warrant. Okay? The post offices can do that. And they're well within the statute of limitations. So, I would say that, you're going to have to fight back with these frauditors, because it's not just the post offices. It's not just the private businesses. It's now private property, and now they're pepper spraying people. And in the incident where the lady got pepper sprayed, well, the cops didn't do anything. They either got exit wounds or they got grass eaters. So, anyway, people ought to start putting their heads together and figure out how they're going to handle these frauditors, because the problem is going to get bigger. Anyway, I posted this with the best of luck to all of you.